If you can make $100 4 to 5 days a week, you can make $1,000 4 to 5 days a week. Today, one for the newer traders out there, we're talking about how to size up in your trading. Starting off on your trading career, one of the smartest things you can do is start really small. When I was a brand new trader, I just wanted to be green at the end of every day. I didn't care, honestly, I did not care if at the end of a full day's work I made a single dollar. I knew that if I could make that number green consistently, I could then add scale to it. It's just about doing the same things with larger numbers and having the psychological capacity to handle those numbers. So start small. Small amounts of P&L, smaller amounts of risk. It still needs to be enough sizing on your trades that you can actually game plan appropriately, but you should never be letting yourself lose large amounts of money. And honestly, it's a red flag for me if I see a brand new trader who I know has no previous professional experience post really big upside days in the first couple of days of their trading career. It's great. I want everybody to be able to make money, but it's oftentimes a signal that maybe the risk management wasn't actually there, and that's how this trader was able to make so much money. Just because you made a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you did a good job. I could take, a rabbit and have it sit on the computer keyboard and press some buy and sell buttons, and maybe at the end of the day it ends up making a lot of money. So start small and then build. What I did when I was a new trader, I'm not necessarily recommending this, I'll tell you why, but what I did when I was a new trader was I started with just a 200 share maximum tier size. And what I did was every single week that I had positive P&L at the end of the week, I added 100 shares onto my maximum tier size. Had a green week, now I could trade 400 shares. Had a green week, now I could trade 500 shares. The problem actually was that I probably got a little bit too big too fast. Pretty quickly I was giving myself a 2,000 share maximum tier size, and I wasn't really ready to handle that yet. And honestly, the tier size that you're taking in your trading is not as important as the dollar risk that you're actually putting on. And that's why I'm not necessarily recommending that people do what I did. It's really just to kind of give you an example. Because you could take 200 shares of a cheap $15 stock and barely have any risk in it, or you could take 200 shares in Tesla and all of a sudden that is a ton of risk. So I think that the way newer traders should think about it is start with small amounts of dollar risk on average for every trade that you take. And it's going to be whatever's appropriate to you with your account size, but maybe you just risk $100 on average for each trade that you take when you're new. And then you give yourself a system. Okay, I was green this week, so I'll add 20 bucks onto it. Now I'm going to take an average of $120 on each trade that I'm taking to kind of have a little bit more uniform risk as I'm going through this learning process and as I'm slowly sizing up. Sizing up should come naturally over time. Don't force it. If the numbers get too big too fast, it's very easy psychologically to kind of get in your own head and, oh my God, these numbers are so big, it's so crazy. I remember, again, when I was a new trader, the first time I took a $750 loss, it felt like so much money to me. Now, 10 years later, it's very regular that I'm having, five-figure swings in my P&L, and if my P&L is anywhere between $1,000 down and $1,000 up, I basically still consider myself to be flat on the day. So it came naturally over time for me, and that's the biggest suggestion that I have for the new traders who are out there. Give yourself a game plan, give yourself a system for your career that will enable you to size up slowly and naturally over time. And as you see the consistent profitability, then you can work on making those numbers bigger, adding scale, and starting to make a real living for yourself from trading. If you like what you learned, you should definitely check out the ProDesk virtual trading floor that I'm running. There's some links in the description there where you can learn about how you can get involved. And there's also a link to my free ebook where you can learn about becoming a professional trader at T3 Trading Group like I am. See you next time.